Hey guys, it's me Daniela, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I drape a gown. This is a basic style. If you are interested in learning how to drape, let's begin. So I'm going to be using about 4.5 to 5 yards. I'm going to be using of muslin, and what we're going to do is we're going to first go ahead and draw in our center front line at the selvage of the fabric. So you're going to do this and apply it all the way down the fabric. So at the top here of my first piece of muslin, which is my first half, I'm going to draw in a 4-inch mark so I can place it onto the neck line. Now that everything is ready, let's go ahead and drape. So here I place the 4-inch mark at the center front at the neck, and now I'm going to pin down the 1-inch mark onto the center front on my dress form. You must have a dress form in order to do this. Okay, so now what you want to do is basically you have to go ahead and smooth everything out. We're going to be draping the first part of the dress, which is the center front panel. We're going to stop it at the princess seam, and then we're going to mark it down. So here you can see me easing the fabric in. I didn't want to go ahead and cut it to fully ease it in because I'm using the other half of that fabric for my princess panel. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try my best to go ahead and ease it in to smooth everything out and take its shape for the area that I'm going to drape. Here I'm pinning it at the wire of the bodice part because it ends at the low hip area, and I want it to go further down the hip, maybe at the mid-thigh area, so that part is where I'm going to be doing the dip. Right here at the neckline, I want to smooth that part out too, so I'm going to go ahead and slash it in the neck so I can ease that fabric in. I don't want it bunching at the neckline because we have to draw in our neckline. All you have to do is stretch it and it should be into place. Just like this, nice and smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to get ready to go ahead and draw in my neckline. So you're just going to have to follow the neck seam line. Just feel for it and you should feel it, and then start drawing from there. I also indicate the point of the shoulder line. Follow that as well and just mark in the line. I'm going to go down the princess seam following the line all the way down to the bottom of the thigh area that I said. Smooth it out while you're drawing that in. I forgot to draw in my waistline mark, so you want to make sure you do that. I'm going to take it all the way down. And here I'm going to have to imagine the line continues because it's no longer there, but the wire will help me indicate it. So here I'm indicating the mid-thigh area, and now I'm going to drag it out. I'm going to go wide at the bottom. You can go as wide as you want, but since my fabric is not as wide, I'm going to go as wide as I can with the portion I'm using. And I'm going to take it all the way down to the floor. It will look just like this. Now, once I have everything drawn in, I'm going to cut away that fabric about 1 inch to 2 inches away from my line that I drew in, because I don't want to cut it in so close, because I want to add in my seam allowance when it's time. Now, next part I'm going to be draping is the princess panel now, and we're also going to continue to smooth that in right under the armpit, onto the side seam, and at the front princess seam. I already had drawn in my grain line at the beginning, so I placed it at the center bust area so that way I can know where my grain is. So here, since I'm using this part of fabric and I wanted to make sure that the waistline is smooth, I'm going to go in and cut it in so I can ease in the fabric. And once you're able to cut it in, you're supposed to be able to pull and stretch and start pinning it to reshape that portion of the dress form. I'm going to smooth everything out all the way down to the floor as I did in the beginning for the center front. Once everything's smooth, I'm going to trace the remainder part of the shoulder line and indicate the edge of the armhole, which is at the point. And then once from there, I'm going to go in and start drawing in my princess seam. Make sure you are pulling and stretching while you are placing the marks. And again, draw in your waistline. At the armpit, I started from the top and followed the side seam mark. Just feel for it and then just draw it. There goes my waistline. Okay, I'm drawing it in right now. So you just want to follow the side seam all the way down. And again, it stops at my hip, lower hip, so I want to drag that down and just imagine it going further. And then once I hit that mark at the wire, I'm going to go in and drag it out. So this is the side. I'm going to drag it out all the way down to the bottom, and then I'm also going to do that at the princess seam as well. So I marked my mid-thigh area, and now I'm going to drag it out all the way down to the floor, and it should look like this once it's complete. You can go ahead and cut away the excess. Remember not to cut close to your marking. You want to have enough room for your seam allowance. Now we're going to go ahead and drape the center back, and it's the same way we did the front. We're going to start with the 4-inch mark and place it at the neck, and you want to go ahead and smooth it out. You want to smooth out your neck as well, and right here I'm slashing once again to get that smooth. Once it's all smooth, you're gonna have to feel for the neckline and just draw it in to the shoulder seam. Once you reach the shoulder seam, you want to go ahead and place your marking for where it begins, and then you start marking down your back princess seam. Follow it down all the way down to the floor as we did in the center front and princess panel. Marking your waist. Once again, we're going to continue to drag it out from mid-thigh area, and we're just going to imagine how wide we want it. You can go as wide as you can. and it should look like this. Now we are going to drape the back princess panel, and we're doing the same way as we did it for the front. Make sure you smooth it around the armhole, around the waist, and along the shoulder line. You want to get that shape of that panel, and you're going to do it all the way down once again as we did the first time. As you can see, I'm just pulling to shape the side seam, and I'm just going to use pins to just hold it into place at the wire of the dress form. And we're going to go ahead and just mark in the shoulder, the edge in the princess seam, and then we're going to just go ahead and draw that in. Go all the way down your princess seam, marking your waistline. That waistline helps you to match up your patterns and placement. That's why I tell you to mark it in. Once we hit the mid-thigh area, draw it in as a marking so we can match it all up together, and then drag it out. And then once again, you start at the top of the armpit and then come down following the side seam. Make sure you pull and stretch so that way you can get the shape. Go all the way down to the mid-thigh area, and then drag it all out. And it will look just like this once you complete. Now once you're done draping all your panels, it's time for you to go ahead and start to reshape and adjust the lines. And I'm going to use that and make my adjustments with my straight ruler. And some of the curves, like my hips and my waist area, I'm going to use my hip curve to draw in the line properly. Once everything is fixed, I go in and add my seam allowance. So I add in 1/4 to the neckline, and then I add 1/2 inch to the shoulder and princess seam. You will do the same for your panel, your princess panel, and here we have to draw in our armhole. So first I'm going to draw in my shoulder, and then from there I'm going to go from the shoulder point at the edge and match it to the armhole. But first I'm going to come down the armhole about 1 inch because I don't want my armhole to be all in my pit. So I come down 1 inch, and then from that inch mark I go ahead and draw in my armhole. We're using my hip curve ruler, and I just go ahead and just use the ruler as a guide to create the armhole, and I just come in where everything just sits nicely. And once that's all done, I go ahead and reshape my waist, my hips, smooth out some of those lines that were kind of like not straight, as you can see from here with my hip curve ruler. And I'll do this all the way down my panel to make sure it's the shape that I want. Then I'll go back and add my 1/2 inch all the way around the panel. And you will do this for the back panel as well. And here I'm going to draw in the shoulder like I did the front panel. I'm gonna do the same thing again here for the back panel, and this time I'm not gonna go in so deep with the curve ruler for my armhole. I'm just gonna come in just a little bit, and that's it. And I go ahead and smooth everything out and basically add in my seam allowance, and I'm gonna add that to the back center front as well. And then once you're done, you just cut it out and then you put them together. Here, as you can see, I am pinning them into place, so you can do that. This is going to give me a rough draft of how the look is going to be and the fit. So I'm going to connect all panels. And once you're done putting everything together, you're going to place it onto your dress form and pin it at the center front and center back to see the shape. Lastly, I didn't cut the bottom portion of it when I was fixing the lines on the panels. So I'm going to do that here since everything is together and I can get a sense of the shape. This time I'm going to freehand the bottom hem. You decide how long you want it, and then you can go ahead and just shape it out. Cut it all the way around. And once that's done, and this is what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be transferring this design onto paper in the next video. Leave a comment down below as to what you think the dress should be. This is a basic style which I can basically go any direction I want, but I want to hear your feedback on what type of dress I should create. But let me know down in the comments what your ideas are, and I will select one of you guys for the next video. Don't forget to like and share this video with any of your sewing friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye guys.